My name is Eugene Edwards. I play lead guitar for honky tonk singer Dwight Yoakam. I also host a show on Sirius XM called Cowpunks to Nowpunks. And we're taking a look at the Vintera 2 Road-Worn 60s Telecaster. This Road-Worn series, it's really about the Nitro finish here. It's going to check easier. It's going to kind of wear out a little sooner. It'll kind of have that worn-in look and vibe, depending on how you play, where you put your hands, how you store it. All those things will factor in. But there's also a sound benefit. It's a very, very light coat, and a Nitro is just a light paint in general. So this is going to help the guitar breathe and broadcast a little brighter. There's, people wonder, like, do older guitars really sound better? How can that be possible? Well, actually they can, because usually it has a lot to do with the wood drying out over time. And they'll just broadcast, even if an electric guitar, if you don't have it plugged in and you play like an old guitar, it kind of just, same thing with acoustics. These guitars are ready to start breathing from the get-go. It's a brand new guitar, but it has a jump start on not just look, but also on the sound and how it projects. I really like specs like the 3-saddle bridge on a Tele. Of course, the brightest bridge pickup possible. I prefer early 60s, mid 60s pickups on the Fender stuff. So that vintage sound's there. The pickups themselves, by the way, they're made to represent the 60s era pickups that were going on in Telecasters at the time. So this is significant to me because of Don Rich and Buck Owens and those Buckaroo records. Those are also the pickups that you're hearing on a lot of your favorite records that were cut in Los Angeles, being the various guitar players on the Wrecking Crew. Also in Detroit and Motown. We were hearing a Telecaster on all those records. You're certainly hearing him in New York. A guy named Mickey Baker is one of my favorite studio guitar players. He played a Telecaster. So the sound of these guitars, they do kind of harken back to a particular golden age, in my opinion, of recorded music, and not in just one genre. Early rock and roll and pop records were made on these guitars and these era pickups specifically. Now, of course, in the world of Teles, there's a lot of options, but to me, no matter what model guitar you're getting, to me, it's the neck. The neck is everything. Most comfortable on this neck style here. So that's why this series always appeals to me right away. Now, this helps if I'm playing things like to do certain chord voicings or kind of Andy Summers style things like. To get that right finger spread, I've got to have my hands straight. But then if I'm doing more of a blues, if I'm doing a nice slow rotational vibrato, the thumb's gonna come over and I'm gonna rotate, and now it's. So now my hand's at a completely different angle. And so this neck radius accommodates both of those styles. Or even just doing your old rock and roll rhythm. That's rhythm, but when it comes to the lead, so I'm going back and forth. So neck is the thing. It's all about how the neck fits in your hand. On a lot of my guitars, especially the stage guitars on the Dwight gig, I have the lacquer sanded off on the back of the neck. It just helps my movement, and I'm so used to that. I've also had it done to some of my personal guitars, and I've noticed that you guys already took care of that. So when you're moving up and forth, you're not going to get like stuck on the lacquer. So that's another. Now that usually sometimes happen naturally. For if someone's been playing the same guitar for decades, that would just happen. But again, this is a good example of how this series gives you a jump start on things. If you're telling me that there's cloth wire in here like they would have done decades and decades ago, and that just tells me this guitar's been very, very thoroughly made. It's been really, really thought out. There's so much care in this thing before it even gets in my lap. And then we find out later on that those things, yes, they do benefit certain things, how the guitar is going to age. Definitely the sound, especially with wiring, by the way. Again, these harnesses are underneath the pickguard. We don't get to see them, but they do make quite a bit of difference what types of pots are being used. And I know that Fender's kind of, thank God we kept records of all those things. So you could name a year, name a month, and Fender can get it right there. To me, when I just see that 2-pickup Telecaster, I just kind of know, like, I can grab that one and probably do the gig, even if I didn't bring one of my own. It's like, you got a Tele? Okay, good enough. Let's go. That's like a 6-cylinder pickup truck. It's the one you need. Just remember, like, why did I want to learn guitar? I want you to look at the guitar as a relief from everything else going on in your life. That's why we play, probably, So that's it. Just make sure it represents some sort of joy and comfort. And always, when you're practicing, always end on a win. End on something you know how to do well. Even if it's just an open C chord, play that for 2 minutes and sound great on it. You'll feel better about yourself.